Hey YouTubers, this is Platt. We're continuing on with our beer style series, and today we're going to talk about the American IPA. Last video we talked about the Pale Ale, and I said it was the beer that kind of brought about the American craft beer revolution. But the IPA is taking it to the next level. I dare say today, if you were to start a brewery in the last few years or put a beer into a beer competition, it probably was an IPA. It's been a kind of hot beer in the craft brew scene for the last few years. This is the American take on a beer called an IPA, which stands for Indian Pale Ale. The common story with the Indian Pale Ale was that it was created to be shipped in the early 1800s from Britain to their colonies in India, and that it was highly hopped and high in alcohol to survive that journey. Well, that's partially true. They did add additional hops because of the nature of the hop plant to preserve beer to send to India. But the original IPAs weren't that high in alcohol and were not considered strong ales at the time. And even today, if you were to try a truly British version of the IPA, it would not be anything like we have in the States. This beer has been kind of taken by America, and the American brewers ran with that. It wasn't until later when some of the brewers wanted to balance out that hop bitterness with additional malt and alcohol content. Here in the U.S., we kind of taken it to the next level with double IPAs, imperial IPAs, and like I said, it's definitely been a favorite of the American craft brewer. Just to go over the numbers real quick, our SRM is going to be between 6 and 12. You know, we're just a couple of numbers higher from that Pale Ale. IBUs 50 to 70. And I told you on the Pale Ale video that Pale Ale's kind of brought hops to the American beer drinker. Well, the IPA is taking it to the next level. ABV 6.3 to 7.5. Again, in the context of the Pale Ale, I said that, you know, really woke up the Bud Light drinker of the world. Well, a beer like this is definitely, you know, a big step up for that. Serving wise, we're going to serve this between 50 and 55 degrees. So this is something that doesn't go in a chilled mug for sure. Colors, we're going golden to copperish. You might pick up some red and brown hues. You have potential for a slight haze, but still fairly clear beer. Medium plus in the carbonation, plenty of effervescence there. Mild to noticeable alcohol. This is not a barley wine as far as the warming, almost a burn to it, but you are going to notice the alcohol in this beer. High hop aroma and flavor. Like I said, the American craft brewers taking over this beer and continued with the tradition. This beer has always been, like I said, a hoppy beer. And you notice that on the nose and the palate immediately. Because this is the American version, we're using American hops. And I'm using a lot of American hops. So you get a lot of the citrusy, piney, resonance, floral notes that attacks your palate and your nose. They're medium-high plus bitterness. Some of these beers can get real bitter, especially, again, the double IPAs and imperial IPAs. The American craft brewer, like I said, is really pushing the envelope. This beer, you're going to have a medium plus to almost a long aftertaste. Lots of flavor on this. Again, if the Pale Ale brought a little bit of flavor to the beer, this one is taking that up a notch or two. Food pairings, you might want to go with some like blue cheese, maybe a spicy tuna dish or what have you. The beer we're trying today is the AleSmith IPA. AleSmith's a brewery down in San Diego. This particular beer is 7.25 ABV and 73 IBU, so it's even hoppy for a IPA. So let's give her a try. Alright, we've got a kind of copperish body to it. I still see plenty of bubbles, so plenty of effervescence. Got a nice, almost inch khaki head. Yeah, the hops hit you right up front, but there is a hint of maltiness on the back. Actually, for the IBUs, I'm kind of surprised that there's more maltiness on it than I thought. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's where more hop flavor than on the palate than on the nose. But yeah, definitely we've taken hops up compared to the pale ale we had tried. I do like the effervescence, so it's not, even though again 7.25, we're getting a little bigger on the beers. There's enough effervescence. It's still drinkable. It's a still drinkable beer. I can imagine drinking this on a still warm day. Plenty of finish on the back of the tongue though. This lingers a little bit. Enough malt where I get initial punch on the tongue. That is good representation of an IPA. Again, hop on the nose, hop in the finish, but again, enough now malt to kind of balance it out a little bit. But again, hops are still featured in this beer. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always leave them in the comment section, or you can contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.